With the 2025 that we've had, I'm always looking for new ways in 2026 to help people with their crypto. One of the ways that isn't going to help people in cryptocurrency in 2026 is stupid price predictions and daily videos saying that the market is going to pump. I'm going to go through today practical information how you can keep your crypto assets, get some cash out of them without having to actually pay tax. Based on the UK for this instance, depending on where you live as well, this could be the same case. Now, if you've got your crypto, and obviously this could be altcoins, it could be Bitcoin, whatever it is, from the market. You've got your little crypto bag here, and you may or may not have gains in it. Now, if you just want to keep this crypto, but you don't want to sell it, and you want to access some cash, you can do that, right? And as long as your coins aren't the really low market cap ones, you'll be able to use it to your advantage. And I'm going to show you how. And I'm going to explain why this is not as risky as it first seems. So if I was to tell you, you can lock up your crypto, and when you lock it up, you can extract the cash via a loan. Now, I know immediately alarm bells will be ringing. You're thinking, well, Matt, I don't want to take a loan. I don't want to sign a deal. I don't want to go to a bank, blah, blah. It's nothing like that, right? You supply your asset, and I'm going to see how it could actually work out favorable to you. You supply your asset, and then you can get back, once it's locked up, a percentage back in USDC, usually a stable coin. You can get it in other things, but for this example. And then what that means is you can do what you want with it and, spend it. Obviously, I'm going to say put it in DeFi, liquidity pools to earn more. But you lock it up and then you extract. Usually between 20, you can probably go 35, maybe 40% at most. We'll say 35 for this example. As an extraction, shall we say. So I'm going to explain how it works now using some existing DeFi protocols. This here is Aave. This is the largest, shall we say, lending platform in crypto. There's billions locked in this protocol. And a lot of people use this to use crypto to their advantage, right? It's not centralized. You still own the keys. You still own the coins. And the idea is in 2026, you're using crypto to your advantage. Now, what you do is it depends on what coin you have that you want to lock up. So, for example, it depends on what you have as to what chain you can work it on. So, obviously, on the ETH chain, you've got Ethereum you can lock up. You can lock up stable coins. You've got Base Network. You can lock up BTC. You can see I've locked some up. I'm using it in liquidity pools. Arbitrum, you can lock up ETH, Wrap Bitcoin, Chainlink, Arbitrum, DAI, Aave, Frax, Avalanche, you can lock up BTC, Avalanche, of course, Wrapped ETH, the Euro, Aave, Australian dollars, and you can go through all these and see what you can lock up. Now, if we were to give the example of BTC ETH, and let's just say this one here, Avalanche, what you would do, and you've got to believe in the coin that you're locking up. So you've got to believe that Avalanche is going to go up over the long term, because the idea is you are locking up, and I say locking up, it's not like, when you stake it and you lock it. You're putting some of your crypto aside to extract value from it. And it's kind of like you've got an asset, which is a property, and you are getting a loan against it. However, this loan isn't from a bank. There's no set repayment terms. And as long as your asset goes up over the long term, you're winning. So something like Avalanche will be more risky, right? For supplying this, you get 1.38%, and then you have to pay back 3.85. So if you minus the 1.38 off the 3.85, you're talking about 2.5% a year that you pay back off that. So the idea is, let's say you have 100k. I'm just doing this for easy sake. 100k, lock it up, and you can get 20 to 35k out completely tax-free, because you're not actually disposing of your asset, because you're not getting rid of it. So by UK law, you can do that, right? Spend it on what you want, do what you want. Just bear in mind that in this particular scenario, it'd be around 2.5% a year that would get added on to whatever you draw out. Now, the idea we talk about, right, is using it in liquidity pools. So the idea I talk about is locking up the number one asset in crypto. The number one asset in crypto is Bitcoin. So you can see what I'm doing, or what I've started doing, and what is going to scale is locking up some BTC, withdrawing USDC. The rate for me, you can see there, let's call it 2%, right, per year. And as long as I get better than 2% a year, then I'm winning. But also, I believe in BTC going up over the long term. So I've locked up 0.02 BTC at around $1,500. Will that be higher in 10 years, long term, which is what I'm aiming for? I think so. And if I don't believe that, then I wouldn't lock it up. So the idea is, I go over to here. I earn over the year higher than what I've locked it up for. In this case, it's saying 50%. It was 2%, wasn't it? So I'm earning 25 times more a year. And then I can funnel them earnings back into BTC if I want, increase my position, increase my loan, and start it again. And just doing the infinite loop. If I want to, of course. Now, in this particular strategy, there's many working parts, there's many moving areas of it, right? But the idea is, if you're in this for long term, if you believe in your asset long term that will appreciate in value, then the snowball effect will take place where your assets keep on going up in price, you get more from your yield, and you can then get more out of your asset that goes up in price because you're gaining more of it in the liquidity pools. And it just keeps going and going and going. I started this for 3K at the start of the year, and I'm going to show you by the end of the year what this can get to in terms of a monthly reward, a yearly reward, and what the actual overall portfolio value will be at the end of the year. Because it's going to keep going up. Yeah? $170 a month it's saying now. This could easily push 5, 6, 7, even 1K a month by the end of the year. And they're going to keep going into 27, 28. And this is the snowball effect of building a DeFi portfolio long-term from scratch, from a small amount, and building it up over time, right? People may think that you need the 100K. You don't necessarily need that 100K. You just need to start somewhere. But going back to the very first point, for me, this is 100% going to be more valuable, 100% going to be more fruitful than just sitting on your assets waiting for the price to go up all year. Because no matter how many videos get posted on YouTube by crypto bros about the price going up tomorrow and, you know, this shiny new coin, that shiny new coin, at the end of the day, do not do in 2026 what you did in 2025, which is pay attention to them videos and just sit and hope, right? The best thing you can do is take action with what you've got. And if you are wanting to stay in the game in crypto, which I presume if you're watching this video, you do want to, this is, in my opinion, an option for you to consider. If you want to start with $50, you can do. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to start with anything high. If you want extra support with it and fast track it, you can join our group, or you can get the free DeFi free DeFi playbook, which is in the description as well. If you enjoy my content, like, subscribe. See you very soon.